Hi there, I'm Martin Salter from the Angling Trust. We're heavily involved in working with the Environment Agency on the National Crucian Conservation Project. It's a project that aims to promote the Crucian carp, to promote its habitat, to conserve the species, and to encourage angling clubs and fishery owners to think about stocking Crucians and think about doing what Godalming Angling Club have done here at Johnson's Lake, creating bespoke Crucian fisheries that prove incredibly popular with anglers. So Mike, here we are at the current mecca for Crucian fishing in the UK, the famous Johnson's Pond.
Yes, indeed. This is the one that helped us start Marsh Farm. All of the stock for Marsh Farm came out of this lake. Those specimen Crucians, specimen tench, and indeed some rudd. And only in the last few weeks, the British record has been broken in here with 2 fish.
How big were those fish, Mike?
They weighed £4.10. It was one and the same fish by 2 different captors in different areas, but we now hold the British record in this water.
And do you think these Crucians could get bigger? Is there a possibility of there being a 5-pound Crucian coming from these waters?
I certainly do. I think if they were caught at what I'll call the wrong time, when they're full of spawn, some of the females will be up there very close to that 5-pound mark.
Well, we're not actually going to be fishing here at Johnson's. We're going to go to the adjacent Harris Lake, a day ticket water run by the Godalming Club, and I'm going to be fishing with Mike Holcomb, and he's going to explain to me the techniques he uses to catch Crucians, and we're going to see if we can get a few Crucians to show you a bit later on. So Mike, why 15 years ago did Godalming Angling Society decide to concentrate on creating bespoke Crucian fisheries down here at Marsh Farm?
Well, we felt that there's more than enough carp angling around. We have 3 very good carp waters, and therefore we wanted to offer the membership an alternative for both specimen and pleasure anglers. And what better than Crucian, tench and rudd, beautiful summer fish.
And do you find that tench are a good partner fish with Crucians? Do they mix well together?
We believe they're the most ideal partner fish. They don't compete in many ways, and this water is evidence of that. We've got tench now up to £10, and the Crucians, as we all know, are over £4. They thrive together.
They're incredibly finicky today. It's great to catch them on the float, but you can see why people use short hook lengths and swim feeders. Much more positive bites, but that last fish just tapped the float and then lifted 1/8 of an inch, and I struck and it was very lightly hooked. Here she comes. Very, very delicate bites. Well, there we have a gorgeous little marsh, well not so little, Marsh Farm Crucian. Real tribute to the way the club have managed and created this superb bespoke Crucian fishery here at Godalming. Well, isn't that a sight for sore eyes? Cracking Crucian carp from Harris Lake, courtesy of Godalming Angling Society. Fantastic. Well, didn't we get some tremendous fish from Harris Lake? We're really, really lucky. We found the Crucians feeding, caught many specimens up to over £2. We also had some lovely tench amongst them as well. Great day's sport. But now it's time to nip over to Newbury, a few miles north from here, and see what Newbury Angling Association are doing to create their own bespoke Crucian fishery at Warwick's Water.
Last year at the club AGM, after Martin Salter approached the club with the idea of a Crucian lake and told us about the National Crucian project, the club committee decided fairly quickly that this was something we wanted to do. We took it back to committee. We decided to work with the EA, and they gave me the job of planning it all with the EA, and so far we're having a successful project. We've got as far as draining the lake, and now we're almost ready to let it settle down and bring the Crucians in later the year.
Okay, we're delighted to be working with the Newbury Angling Association today at Warwick's Water as part of the National Crucian Carp Conservation Project. Our involvement up to this point has been helping with the health check, getting a health check to make sure the fish that are in here can be moved safely to other waters. There's fish in here such as carp, perch, roach that we've successfully moved to a couple of the club's other waters.
We've got buckets ready. We've got a team up there with bins and stuff. We've got 1 fish here.
That's going to make lovely photography.
See all these lovely little tench in there?
Oh yeah.
We haven't seen hardly any big tench, but
These out.
sorted them out before we put them in.
Sign of a Crucian at all?
No.
Okay, the netting went really well. We got most of the fish in one sweep, which was really good. It's pretty hard going there with all that silk, but we got them in the end, and we're just picking a few fish out now, so almost there.
Well done.
That's not.
Well, I'm not very good at carp weights, but I reckon this carp is about 7 or 8 pounds. I think it's one of about 50 to 60 that we've taken out. It's been a very interesting project. I've enjoyed every minute of it so far.
The club's long-term plan for Warwick's Water is that in a couple of years it'll be a classical crucian fishery with lots of weed growth in there and some nice sized crucians coming out, and after a year the club intends to put some tench in there as partner fish to the crucians because we know they live well together.
Well, what a fabulous job the guys at Newbury Angling Association are doing in turning this lovely little pond here at Warwick's Water into a new crucian and tench fishery. And you know, it's important with crucians to ensure that they are only put in with compatible species. And if you want some company for your crucians, then, as we saw down at Marsh Farm, tench are the ones to go for.
That's a beautiful tench, that's probably 5.
It's not just here in the Thames Valley that new crucian projects are springing up. Down in Dorset, Christchurch and District Angling Club, inspired by the National Crucian Conservation Project, have decided to turn 2 of their 3 lakes at their Holtwood complex into crucian and tench friendly venues. They have removed the common carp completely and have just restocked with over 1,000 2 to 3 inch crucians. The club has been in regular contact with our good friend Peter Rolfe, author of the Crucian Bible, Crock of Gold, who is supporting the club with his expert advice. And the club is working closely with the Environment Agency and the Angling Trust on this exciting project. Talking of the Environment Agency, they are fully signed up to the aims of the Crucian Conservation Project and can be of great help to clubs wanting to develop their own crucian fisheries. There are some wonderful baby crucians produced each year at the EA's superb fish farm at Calverton near Nottingham. These are purebred crucians of the highest quality, and they make great brood stock for new fisheries. It's always worth clubs contacting their EA fishery officers to ask for advice. And who knows, you may get lucky with a bit of stocking. There's loads of useful information online. Go to www.anglingtrust.net/crucian to find out about the work of the National Crucian Conservation Project. Or why not check out Peter Rolfe's fabulous little website at www.crucians.org. Or you could sign up to the Facebook page of the Association of Crucian Anglers and make some new friends in this wonderful world of crucian fishing. Well, it's time to go now, but we hope that some of the great work that we've seen happening at Marsh Farm and Johnson's Lake down in Surrey, at Holtwood Ponds in Dorset, and here at Warwick's Water in Newbury will persuade more than a few club officials and fishery owners that coarse fishing in still waters in the UK needs to be a whole lot more than just an endless procession of king carp. And you know what? Creating something a bit special by way of designated crucian fisheries really can provide the diversity and range that many coarse anglers are seeking. If anyone doubts the popularity of crucian fishing, bear in mind that in the last year alone, Godalming Angling Club took more than £20,000 at their day ticket complex at Marsh Farm in Surrey.